We're not feeding the babies we have. Why does the government want more? We're not feeding the babies we have. Why does the government want more? I know you're thinking, what's your statistic? Where's your proof that we're not feeding the babies we have? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that my toddler's daycare just opened a food bank in the fucking lobby. My toddler's daycare just opened a food bank in the fucking lobby because his classmates might not be able to eat. We got the government. Who's in charge of SNAP benefits? The government that's in charge of food. The government that decides where our fucking money is gonna go is gonna give $40 billion to Argentina. They're gonna build a fucking ballroom to have big old gilded dances. They're gonna send how much fucking money for missiles? But the babies we already got, we're not gonna fucking feed. We already don't feed the babies. And the government's out here saying we're under-babied. We're not under-babied. We're underpaid. You want more babies? Fucking pay us. Give us the money to feed our fucking kids. Could you try that? Could you think that one through? Could you pull up one Excel spreadsheet that says pay the moms and dads and they'll fuck more? Who wants to fuck right now with these bills? Who wants to, huh? Who wants to nut and have it count? Right now, when any moment your fucking job could be taken by AI or because of some fucking tariff, because some psychopath from the Epstein plane decides on a willy-nilly whim that he's mad at Canada or some shit. Over and over again, I keep getting told it's our fault. It's our fault that America's this way. Well, it's real fucking crazy. When I look at this government, with how much fucking money they make and how many fucking vacations they get to use, tell me how we don't get paid family leave. Tell me how the minimum wage at $7.25 just makes just enough sense. Have Dr. Oz of all fucking people stand next to RFK Jr. telling us that we're under-babied and we need to do work. Fuck you. Do your job.
And the government is about to cut SNAP benefits for 40 million plus Americans. And this is going to start in November 1st. And I am one of them. Okay, so in the next couple months, in the month of November, I don't know if I will be able to get my SNAP benefits or no. I do really need it because it's not a whole lot, but it still it helps me to buy food, to buy groceries that I need. And yes, and I'm about to not receive it this month. Unlike me, it's millions of people in America. But I say I just don't gonna do anything about it. I just gonna have to just budget better. I just gonna go to Aldi to buy my groceries and budget better. I do meal planning. If you are in food stamp and you're about to lose your food stamp, meal planning is your best ally. Okay, marry yourself with meal planning and you will see the difference in your food budget. But
Trump has cut my food stamps from $2,800 down to $350. Now, what am I supposed to do? Huh? So I literally just got this piece of mail today saying that due to new policy changes from the Trump administration, all this shit, whatever, that all these cuts and whatever he's doing over there, now they're telling me I have to go work. Now I have to go do all this. Well, I literally got 5 kids. Okay, I'm trying to sit here and spend time with them. I'm not trying to go work, 50, 60 hours a week so I can pay bills. I just really don't understand. I voted for him this last election because I thought what he had good was going on, but now all of a sudden, all this policy stuff's coming out, and now he's making all these cuts, and now he doesn't want to help the less fortunate people no more. I'm done with that guy. I'm not. If he gets voted in again, I'm leaving this country. Because I'm not dealing with this no more.
I called my local DSS office. And I asked them to confirm whether or not what I was hearing was true, knowing it was true, that SNAP benefits are not coming next month. And she said, yeah, no, you're right, they're not coming. I said, okay, well, I hadn't heard anything, confirming what I'm hearing, so I was just calling to check. And she said, you're not going to hear anything. And I said, well, why? And she said, well, your local DSS are trying to figure out what's going on, but the state DSS is not planning on telling anybody what's going on. They're not planning on letting the citizens know that they're not going to get their food stamps next month. She also said that this would likely go on into December, that we will likely not get December's SNAP benefits. So that's great. That's lovely. So I'm coming to TikTok in hopes that there is an answer here. I don't know what the answer could be. I don't know what the solution could be. I don't know if is it mutual aid? Is it mutual aid? Do we all need to come together and start pooling our money and help these families like myself, like my mother, like my grandmother, who don't have the money to replace those benefits, who don't have the income to replace those benefits? What do we do? Because there are children, there are elderly, there are disabled people who do not have the money. And I have 3 children. Baby. And I have to feed them. The last time I came on here and talked to you guys about the SNAP benefits, I was full on crashing out. I'm not crashing out this time. I'm scared, but I'm fucking angry. This time I'm angry. And I will not just sit here and mope and cry about it. I will not sit here and just panic and sit in the floor and scream and cry this time. This time we need a plan. We need something that we can do together to figure this out. If you know of any creators, any organizations that are pulling stuff together and are trying to figure out what's going on, help me. Send them my way or send me their way, because we have too many people in this country to let starve.
Finally, you get to see the true America. The stipulation has always been that black people are lazy, that black people are on welfare. Well, guess what? A lot of poor white people in the red states are now crying that they're not getting the EBT money from the EBT cards. Why? Because they are on welfare. They have 7 and 8 kids. Now the truth is coming out since Trump has slashed funding for the EBT and the SNAP programs. You see how many white people now are on welfare. So all this mythical stuff about black people being on welfare, oh, it's the blacks, it's the blacks, it's the blacks. Now you're seeing the real America, that it's not only black people on welfare, that there are a lot of white people on welfare also. There are a lot of white people, a lot of poor people living in those red states, and those red states that voted for Trump are now getting hit hard.
Am I a bad person because I got a little smile on my face when I found out that 42% of the people that receive SNAP benefits are white people in red states?
If you are naive enough to think that the pause to SNAP benefits on November 1st isn't going to affect you because you don't receive food stamps, I want you to hear this. About 1 in 8 Americans receive SNAP benefits. In fact, in Oklahoma, where I live, that's 1 in 6 people. So about 600,000 people in my state alone, Oklahoma, receive SNAP benefits. About 1 in 4 children in the U.S. receive SNAP benefits. But you're not one of those people, so you don't care, but hang with me. When those benefits go away, just about $9 billion in grocery spending vanishes. So you've got to be thinking about not just the grocery stores being able to stay open and pay their employees, but you have to think about the entire supply chain, trucks on the road, people who provide food to these grocery stores. $9 billion. Every dollar spent in SNAP benefits adds about $1.50 to $1.80 to the economy. So cutting those benefits isn't saving that dollar, it's taking away that $1.50 to your local economy. But you don't receive SNAP benefits, you don't work for a grocery store, you don't drive a truck, you don't give a shit. But when all of those things happen, the only way to combat that is to drastically increase the price of groceries. Grocery prices are already up over 3% in 2025 alone, which is almost an entire percentage higher than the average increase in grocery prices over the last 20 years. I thought they were supposed to go down day one though. So even if SNAP benefits only pause for 1 month, which by the way would be detrimental to all the people I mentioned before that you don't give a shit about, it will cost the economy roughly $13 to $14 billion in profit. And you can expect your grocery prices in just that 1 month to go up at least 1%. And states will stand to lose about $300 to $500 million in sales tax revenue. So even if you do not receive SNAP benefits, you never have, you never will, you do not want these to be paused on November 1st.
And this is the thing. People doesn't have the knowledge. They believe because if you just don't have the food stamp or someone else doesn't have the food stamp, I don't receive food stamp, so I shouldn't just care that someone else get food stamp. This is the thing. For every dollar that we put in the economy for food stamp, that dollar make the economy $1.80, okay? $1.80 to the economy. And on the top of that is grocery stores that we can keep open because we have this food stamp money going. Also, we have grocery store. We have a lot of things, trucks that goes on the road to deliver food because we just have this extra money flowing in the economy. 90 billion, I believe, it's almost kind of like the $90 billion that it goes from food stamp. I believe it's like $8 billion in food stamp a month. It will go out of the economy this month of November. We just give Argentina 40 billions. So how is it even possible that we cannot give the money that people need in this country to feed if we just give them 40 billions to Argentina and we just giving X amount of money? Nobody's counting the amount of money that we are giving to Israel. Nobody's keeping track of it. We just Israel, we just maybe have already given them like 200 billions in just 8 months. So we just don't even know. We just don't even know how much money we just give to Israel. So estoy torciendo because...
So if y'all think the people are the only ones that's going to be losing out this little text message notification y'all sent about us not getting our November EBT, you guys are very mistaken. So this message is also for Walmart, Kroger, Albertson Companies, Publix, Aldi, Costco and Sam Clubs, and Target. Y'all know how you like to double up the prices for holidays and for the holiday items that people buy like milk, eggs, and cheese? Because Kerrygold butter for the 4-pack at Costco is $20 and it's usually $10. Well, y'all won't be getting that money. But even worse, not only are y'all getting the SNAP money that you usually get every month, y'all gonna be taking losses because people are tired, baby. So it's finna get real cute. Not that I'm encouraging anything bad. I'm just telling you what it is, and y'all need to go on the internet, and people are not playing with none of you. So remember this, guys. Retailers count on holiday margins. Seasonal premium pricing means big revenue. If lower income shoppers can't buy, stores miss both volume and margin. Low income shoppers also drive frequency for every week purchases. So grocery stores, y'all better stand the fuck.
Somebody to fucking tell me they're lying. I need somebody to fucking tell me they're lying. I need somebody to fucking tell me they're lying right fucking now. Because what the fuck do you mean that I'm not gonna get my fucking SNAP benefits? What the fuck do you mean? Because what the fuck is happening? Do you understand that there are people like me who cannot work? Do you understand there are people like me who have kids who cannot eat? Do you understand there are people like me who go hungry the last week of the month just so my kids can't eat? Because SNAP benefits is...
Hey, Shame. So look, I just seen that video with the white woman going crazy about her getting her SNAP benefits cut off. Ma'am, now mind you, I like everybody, but she just happened to be white. Ma'am, you are going off for about over at least $1,000 worth of food stamps, Miss Stain. Girl, what the problem is, why you freaking out is, you used to getting your kids all that name brand food with them damn food stamps, and you probably got your old man in there eating filet mignon when he gonna have to start eating them thin steaks and them steakums. That's what the problem is. You better take your down to the Piggly Wiggly, get you the 5 for 20. I don't know what the Winn-Dixie got going on, but that's just what you're gonna have to do. You can always make your way to Safeway. They got some good deals for 4 to 5 for 20, and that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to spend wisely. The girls is going through it, and I used to love my stamps, but the girls are going through it because they can't just be throwing crab legs and filet mignon in that basket no more. Time to eat cheap.
People frequently claim that immigrants and poor black families are living off the system. They're on welfare. They're mooching. But here is the truth. The majority of people on public assistance in the United States of America are white, and most of them have jobs. They just don't make enough money to survive without a little bit more because wages are low, rent is high, a lot of jobs don't come with benefits anymore. You can't have a job without a cell phone. You can't even find a job without the internet. But it's not poor people who are eating up the most dollars in public assistance. Nope, it's the middle class. It's people who can take mortgage deductions and, of course, corporations cashing in on subsidies. But nobody calls that a handout. SNAP, Medicaid, housing assistance, those aren't loopholes to help billionaires save some more money and line their pockets so that they can get more yachts or whatever they do with it. They're lifelines for millions of people. And here's the kicker. Those programs keep all of us safer and more stable. If you're mad that someone's getting help, maybe just look at why they need it, not just who they are. Think about this. A friend of mine said he grew up in a third world country, and he said that in those countries, petty theft and, pickpocketing and crimes like that are common because people have to do that to get enough money to buy food and to pay for a place to stay. That's going to happen in our country if we don't get curious about where the waste in our government really exists.
So Cardi B just made a statement on how she feels about these food stamps being cut off, and also how she feels about the government.
It's very interesting, right? That people are complaining that they have taken away food stamps. Mind you, well, they haven't taken away, they paused it. Mind you, we don't know until when. Mind you, Thanksgiving is next month. No turkey for some of y'all. Very interesting. And I find this so funny because these are the type of things that I was trying to warn y'all that's going to happen in the Trump administration. But y'all didn't care. All y'all cared about is that I called them Trump. Or all y'all care about is that, like everybody always have a speech in a teleprompter. My teleprompter wasn't working, so thank God I wrote my speech down in my fucking phone.
So Cardi B, she was saying in that clip that, people was more concerned on her mispronouncing Trump, and she said Trump, and people made a meme about it. But babe, that's just entertainment. That's nothing to be. That's not why people didn't hear your speech. So Cardi B was saying like, hey, I told you this was going to happen. And so she went on to talk about who will benefit from all of this going on. And she said that she is kind of like tired of people saying that the rich people are going to benefit from this. So Cardi B was like, what type of rich you talking about? What type of rich people? Not like, basically she was saying like not all rich people would benefit from what Trump is doing. So let's continue.
Shit. And when y'all be saying like eat the rich and this benefit the rich and all that shit, it might benefit the rich, this administration, but what type of rich? You know what I'm saying? What type of riches? It's not the rich as doctors. It's not the rich as entertainers. Because, and it's like, well, what do you mean? Well, it's actually only benefit billionaires because unless you're doing a certain amount of money and a certain amount of companies, that's when you get tax breaks and stuff like that. Like me, for example, you will consider me rich, right? Like I'm a millionaire, right? However, the taxes of living has become high for every goddamn thing. Everything has become high.
So tell me how you guys feel about this topic. Do you think Cardi B is right when it comes down to who will benefit the most from this and who will suffer? Yeah, drop your feelings in the comments.
It's crazy that right as we're cutting food stamps and food banks are running out of money, I'm starting to see very right-wing accounts be promoted on my socials again. I know that on Twitter and stuff, every once in a while my algorithm will reset and it'll get really right. And I have to work really hard to redo it. But now it's happened again, and it seems to happen after every big stir up in policy. I'm seeing a lot of misinformation, nobody is getting $2,000 in cash and $4,000 in food stamps. All of these big accounts are claiming that, and it's just not true. But But there's a campaign going on that's been happening for a while, but it's ramping up to make it seem like suffering and being poor is the fault of the individual, when in fact, being poor is by design of this system. And it's literally like mind-blowing to me that I'm seeing a bunch of Christians cheering over the fact that babies, toddlers, old folks are not going to have food next month, right before the holidays. People are losing their access to steady food right as the season where you can't grow anything outside is starting. And the thing is, you know that poem where once they came for the communists, once they came for so-and-so, and I said nothing, and then they came for me. That also applies to our social safety nets. If we allow what few safety nets we have, like food stamps, WIC, that kind of stuff, to just be tossed out, they're going to come for everything else. And most of the people who voted for these policies also rely on some form of government assistance, like with healthcare, with the ACA and subsidized healthcare. Do not let the rhetoric that's being pushed by the people who own these websites sway you. We should be fighting back for our neighbors. We should be fighting back against the cruelty that's being forced upon us from the top, who has all the wealth and all the money in this state. And it's just so mind-blowing to me that I'm seeing people saying, I'm poor, I'm suffering, and I'm blaming it on this one group who is even more poor and suffering even more than me, but somehow all of this is their fault. How does that make sense? Anyways, if you have extra capital, now is the time to be donating to food banks. They're running out of food already, and SNAP and WIC haven't even been cut. That is happening in November. If you were on those programs, I'm so sorry. Please get in touch with organizations in your area to be connected on how to feed yourself. And now is a great time to start creating mutual aid networks, because one day it will be you and I who need it, okay? If it's not you now, one day, unfortunately, it will be, and it may be sooner than you think.
Every year I try to give food and I give toys to organizations to help, but I'm gonna tell you, I gotta pay for my own family, and it sucks. But you guys have gotten very comfortable living off of the government, and the very thought that you might not get your cards in November has got you guys screaming all over the internet. Meanwhile, you had no problem spending $1,000 food hauls at Costco and showing all the internet all the food you get, and dancing and laughing, and even some women like very sarcastically being like, "Oh, you mad?"
Lock in, fuck niggas. We about to fact check this shit. First, if you fuck with me, check out that podcast. Let's get it. What the hell is she talking about? First of all, you are online way too much, and I know you know nothing about food stamps, because if you did, you would not make that video. And why are you mad at people using food stamps to buy food? Isn't that why we use it? But I'm gonna give you guys some information just to show you what she's saying doesn't make any damn sense. First of all, if you want less people on SNAP benefits, that would mean that the economy has to get better. Because if we just took the time to use our big people brain, then we'll realize that if the price of living is increasing and wages remain the same, then more people are gonna need government assistance. Which is why reports are saying a stronger economy will equal less people on food stamps. Not to mention that food stamps is just a temporary assistance, meaning that people usually stay between 6 to 24 months. And do you even know the demographic of the people that are on these benefits that the right are complaining about? 34% are children, 33% are the elderly, and 17% are disabled. Not to mention that 50% of people who are on WIC, which is women, infant, and children, have either SNAP, Medicaid, or both. In Trump's economy, we have a bad job market, unemployment is high, and inflation is high as well. And you're trying to understand why people want to get on food stamps?
I'm gonna tell you like this right here. If you done got your stamps for this month, or you haven't got them yet, if you done got your stamps, or when you get your stamps for this month, don't go running trying to sell your damn stamps. Don't go running buying all that goddamn junk food, them knickknacks and all that bullshit. Don't be trying to do nothing else other than put some grocery in that refrigerator and some grocery in that deep freezer, because I'm gonna tell y'all what's happening. So that whole rumor talk about no stamps being issued in November is a fact. Nobody in America that's in the EBT or part of the EBT program will receive food stamps in the month of November. Nowhere in the United States, if they have a government SNAP EBT program wherever you are, they will not be issuing no benefits. Now, this is the crazy thing. I don't know if y'all really believe a lot of the stuff or if y'all reading up on it, but bro, brace yourself, because it's not just November. Listen to me, it's not just November. It's not just November. They trying to phase out and get rid of food stamps just like they trying to do the Section 8, the government assisted, anything that's government assisted any programs, they trying to get rid of all of that. You see what I mean? And they telling everybody it's to save money and it's the this and it's that. That's not what it's for. That's not what it's for. Don't be no fool. A lot of y'all, like I said, a lot of y'all wake up and run the social media and bullshit. Y'all receive food stamps. Y'all get some type of government assistance. Y'all better start waking up and looking what's going on around y'all. Cause like I said, you gonna wake up one day in the world, in the life that you know and used to and feel like you entitled to, that shit gonna change. And they doing it right in front of your eyes. Like I said, you gonna wake up one morning and you're not gonna be able to walk in your grocery store and swipe that damn EBT card and fill up your pantry. You see what I mean? So for y'all, for the ones who don't know what's going on, for the ones that's not resourceful, for the ones that's not self-efficient, y'all better get on y'all shit. You would not get food stamps come November. And if y'all haven't been paying attention, don't sit here and just think, come December, they're gonna give me my November stamps and my December. No, they are not, because the way they talking, the way this Trump administration talking, you might not get them come December. And I'm being honest. So if you don't know what's going on, like I say, man, tap in, tune in with me, man. I keep y'all updated just like I did. And I'm like with the child support laws and everything else. If you don't know, hit me up. I'll let you know what's going on.
Do you know why I'm not concerned about the SNAP benefits being cut off in November? Because the only thing that stands between the masses and the lives of the elites is the social contract in which the masses have food. It takes about one day for an entire civilization to completely cannibalize itself when that social contract of food being available is gone. The thing that keeps the elites up at night is you being hungry for one single day. Because that's the only barrier between them and you throughout history. It's a fact. They already fixed the WIC program and had it removed from being affected by this because it was the first thing to be losing its benefits, and they're now pulling money from the tariff revenue to supplement that income for single mothers with children. You know why? Because of the exact same reason. It takes one day for someone who is hungry in masses to rip your head off. So don't worry about it too much. They're terrified of that, so it'll get resolved. Even if it's in the very last second and they get tons and tons and tons and tons of clicks over it and you get a bunch of anxiety from it, because that's what they're scared of, is you being hungry. So hope that helps.
Did you guys realize that there's so many people talking about the food stamp cut that's going on, as far as like people not getting their food stamps for the month of November? But what I'm gonna say is probably not gonna benefit you or change the narrative of what's going on for the month of November. But what I am gonna say is that you guys realize that around the first of the month, when the majority of people get their food stamps around the first of the month. Not everybody. Some people get them like on the 3rd, the 15th. It all depends. I don't know if it goes by your last name or what. But majority, if not all of these grocery stores around the U.S., they depend on those billions of dollars worth of food stamps to come in every single month. They prep for it every month at their grocery store. That's why when you go into a store around the first of the month, you see fresh grapes. Everything looks so fresh and pretty because they know that it's going to leave those shelves quick. You guys realize, even if it's just the month of November and people don't get their food stamps, do you know how bad that's going to hurt the grocery stores? All those turkeys that's coming from all those farms that's going to sit there, millions of turkeys. They're going to have to get that stuff away. They can't let it just sit there and spoil. All that meat that sits there, guys, they have to mark that meat down and give it to you and sell it to you for discounted prices. Only people with cash is going to be able to afford that food. You guys realize how bad it's going to hurt the meat producers, the butchers, the farmers, the people who produce the vegetables and everything. So this is way bigger than you guys think. A lot of people was thinking, well, Thanksgiving's going to be bad. It could be bad if people don't get their food stamps because they're dependent on it. But just think about how big
of a freaking disaster it's going to be on our economy, man. All it's going to take is just 1 month of people not getting their food stamps, and watch what happens in those grocery stores. Those meat prices is going to drop. Those vegetable prices is going to drop. Those fruit prices is going to drop. They're not going to throw that stuff in the trash can, guys. Not when they can at least make something off of it. But you guys leave me your comments on this topic. I'm just really curious. I think the grocery stores are going to suffer just as much as the people who are not getting their SNAP benefits for the month of November. Thanks for watching.
I will let you know, and I will keep you updated what's gonna happen with my food stamp here in Nevada. I know Nevada, most of the time when it's something that happened with the federal government, and if they had the money to cover, okay, because it happened before. I don't remember what it was, but I remember that there was like a social benefit that they covered for it, and they just waited until the last government shutdown that was with I think it was with the President Trump. Okay, I think it was something related to school lunches. So they cover the school lunches for the students, and then the federal government reimbursed them. But in this time, they are not giving no security for the states that are gonna cover their food stamp for their residents. They are not giving no security that they're going to be able to cover or reimburse that money. So it is a really serious situation that is about to happen. I am from Venezuela. You guys know this from a long time. And in Venezuela, my mom was a nurse. So she was like she was a practitioner nurse. So she was like a doctor. And in the time that she was like a practitioner nurse, she had like a PhD in nursing. She's like so highly educated. I am a professor too. So I went to school here in the United States, and I went to school also in Venezuela. I went to Weber State. Okay. And yes, and my mom is so highly educated. So we used to go to places where children were malnourished. So I saw the consequences of not having food, or the lack of food, what happened to children, how their brains don't develop, and see the sadness on their faces when they don't have anything to eat. That's something that if you just get to see it one in your lifetime, you will never be able to forget it. It's just something just so sad. It is one of the worst things you ever will see. Like, I'm just almost in tears. It's one of the worst things you ever will see in your life. And this is what we are about to see. And this is not pretty. This is not pretty. Because maybe like me, even when I just don't get the food stamp, I will be able to just do DoorDash. I will be able to do any delivery, or I can do DoorDash. I can do other things. And just complete the money for the groceries for the week. But it's some people that they just don't have that choice, because they cannot drive, because they don't have a car, because they live in areas where it's just poverty plus poverty. So, and these areas, they are white, majority white area. So I just wanted to say, guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. And yes, and stay towards the end, because this video is gonna get really, really interesting. Please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Help us to support liberal media, subscribing to my channel. What else did I have to tell you? Oh, I just wanted to say thank you, you guys. Thank you so much, because I just keep receiving the super thanks. I keep receiving the money for coffee, and that made me so excited. I'm like a kid in the candy store every time that you guys come and give me money for coffee. It kind of surprised me, and it's a sweet surprise. So I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the bottom of my heart. You guys are simply the best. For my new subscribers, okay? For my new subscribers, I just wanted to say you are the real VIP in this channel. And for my old subscriber, you know that I love you. And I was talking to my daughter, to my oldest daughter. She's about to go to college. And she was just asking me, Mom, what's going to happen with the SNAP benefits? What's going to happen with the food stamp benefits? And I just told her, Vivian, America is going to have a big wake-up call. A big wake-up call. Because these Republicans, they've been saying for years, okay, the welfare queen, like all black women are the welfare queen. They just been saying that repeatedly. Oh, the welfare queens, oh, the welfare queens, oh, the welfare queen. That's what I try to don't put in my videos. I know that it's black people receiving food stamp. I know that it's Hispanic people receiving food stamp. I know it's Native people receiving food stamp. I know it's Asian people receiving food stamp. I know it's a lot of people, the different races, different colors receiving food stamp. But I try to don't put the black people because the majority of the people, 55% of the food stamp recipients are white. So we need to switch our mind. I just not saying that my subscribers don't know this, because I know my subscribers are people that is highly educated and you guys are really, really smart. I know that you have a lot of knowledge and you have a lot of critical thinking, but it's so many people, the one way or the another one, they just don't know. The majority of the food stamp goes to white people. So I just stay away from black people talking about food stamp. So thank you for making it towards the end of this video. Help us to support liberal media, subscribing to my channel, giving a like, comment, and subscribing. Thank you so much. I highly appreciate it. You guys take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.